So now this is going to be an audit of a moving company. We are going to look at their website, see what do they have currently going on. We're going to look at their technical SEO, what is going on with their 301 redirects, what is going on with their 404s, what's their sitemap look like, what's the overall site structure look like, are we doing any internal linking, what do our service pages look like, what do our locations pages look like, are we creating blog content, are we making sure that from our blog content we are linking to our money pages, the pages that we actually want ranking in Google, and then what anchor text are we using when we're doing that internal linking. We're going to look at their sitemap, what's occurring on their sitemap, how many URLs do they have, are they properly linking to all of their pages, right? We don't want any orphan pages. An orphan page is that a page that has no internal links to or external links. So Google never finds them. They can't be indexed. They can't rank, right? We're also going to search their domain in Google, see what is currently indexed that knows about their website, right? We're also going to look at their Google Business Profile, see what are they doing on their profile? Are all the attributes set? Are they listing services? How many services do they have? And all the other things occurring on their Google Business Profile. So first things first, let's go look at the Google Business Profile. And what we can see here is that they've got a 4.9 rating, which is awesome. 68 reviews. Now, they only have 9 services listed. Ideally, you'd want to get that up just a little bit more, but their category is almost an exact match of the service or product that they're offering, right? They're movers. They help you move. So this is good. On each of these services, what they're going to want to make sure that they're doing is that they have a description. So the description for each service on your Google Business Profile just needs 2 to 4 sentences, right? And also what you're going to want to do is on your Google Business Profile as a moving company, you're going to want different keywords or keyword variations of what you're trying to target. You're also going to want to do a lot of different combinations as well. On their profile, they don't have an appointment setting URL or link. You don't have to have an appointment setting software when you go to fill that form or that field out on your Google Business Profile. What you can do is just have that linking to your homepage or to your contact us page, right? So let's go look at their reviews now. So it looks like they're responding to their reviews. Let's sort by newest. This is great. Looking at their reviews, they're responding to all of them. They've also got photos left by customers, which is great. Always make sure that when they're leaving reviews for your company that they are including photos when possible. So then let's go look at their URL structure. So they've got www version on their profile. Let's go look at their website. So on your site, you're serving a non-www version, but on your profile, you have a www URL version. So for this moving company, they're not matching the URL structure that they have on their website that is constantly served. So what I mean by that is when you go and visit their site with a www in front of it, you're redirected to the non-www. But on their Google Business Profile, they have the www in front. And so this is causing a mismatch for Google. You're force feeding Google a 301 redirect when instead what you want to do is match the URL structure that is being served when you visit your site. You're also going to make sure that this is done across all of your social profiles and all of your backlinks as well. So that's the profile. On your attributes, you want to make sure that you're properly setting yes or no and answering all of them on your profile. Do you have free parking? That needs to be answered on your profile. So when you're setting up your Google Business Profile as a moving company, you want to make sure that you go through and every single form, field, attribute, service description, everything needs to be filled out. Okay. So now we're searching their domain name in quotes and we're seeing what's coming up in the search. Okay, so they've got Instagram. They've got all of these external links. They've got a Facebook profile, which is great. Let's see. All of these external links I can see here are pointing to the correct URL structure. So on this movers website, they serve a W or a non-www version. And so that's interesting. One of my X posts or my Twitter posts is already indexed with a link to your site. So I'm just looking and seeing what is currently indexed that is linking back to their site. Your privacy policy is, that's interesting. You've got a special moving. Okay. So these are all your pages. So then let's also do a site colon. Your FAQ is indexed. That's interesting. You've got about, you got careers. Okay, let's go over here. I'm just looking with the site colon command in Google. I just want to see what does this moving company have currently indexed from their site? Is there anything Google is getting into that it shouldn't have? Nope, that looks good. Let's look at your Facebook. Your URL structure on your Facebook's good. So for this moving company, they're not placing links in all of their social posts. When you go to post on social as a moving company, what you want to make sure you're doing is that you have links back to your website. So whenever you go to post on YouTube, Instagram, X, or if you want to call it Twitter, LinkedIn, on all of these social platforms, you want to have the link to your site, then your bio, your about page, right? And then on each of your posts, you also want to have a link back to your site. Anytime you go to add a new service or a locations page for your moving company, you also want to have links from your social posts all linking back to that as well. Okay, let's go look at your Instagram. Yeah, so even on your Instagram as a moving company, you want to make sure you're linking back to your website. Okay, so then that's all of what we were found externally. Close all of this, and then let's look at the internal. Okay, so let's open up a couple of these. So on this moving company's website, what they have occurring is that they have 47 pages that are almost identical. They've got all of these different service areas, but on each of these individually, there's really nothing that Google can come by and crawl and then be able to distinct from other pages, right? On each of these pages, they only have around 200 words. That is extremely thin content. These service pages that you've built as a moving company are not going to rank. You can't expect to have 47 URLs, all with very thin word count, really nothing separating or distincting them from each other because the word count is so low, right? All you've basically done is just literally service area blank, and then in that blank, you just continuously changed it across all these URLs. So when you go to consider making service or location pages for your moving company, what you want to make sure that you're doing is you're actually creating a unique piece of content. You can't just go and create a whole bunch of brand new URLs without having a purpose or a clear intent behind them, right? You've basically, for all of these pages, you've hit copy paste. That's the only separator that you have from all of these 47 pages. Like when we go and look at these, they all basically say the same thing. You've just replaced the area or the service name on the page. That's the 47. Then you also, in your sitemap for this moving company, what they have occurring is they have 45 links to these pages, but those are the only links to those pages. What I mean by that is only in their sitemap do they ever link to these pages. So only whenever Google comes by to the sitemap will it find those URLs. This is not how you want to have proper internal linking structure. What you want to do instead is you also want to have a HTML sitemap. Then you want to have services hubs, location hubs, and also another example is having a blog hub. What these are is you have all of your links on this page. Okay, so a services page will then have links to all of your individual services. Your locations hub will do the exact same thing. Your blog will also have links to all of your blogs, right? What this does is Google finds your home page, finds your services page. This is a hub that has all those links. It will crawl that page and then find all of those individual links and then go crawl them. We want to, ideally, when we go to build out our site, have it structured so that it is easy for Google when it goes and crawls all of these pages that they're interlinked so well that it then knows where to go next. And then we also want to point that internal linking to our money pages. Our money pages for a moving company are your main services, the pages that you actually want ranking in Google. So if you offer a couple services, but really ideally you want 3 or 2 or just one to be the one that you really rank for, then you want to point those blogs, those locations, and those service pages by internally linking them and then using relevant anchor text to one money page. That one money page is the page you want ranking in Google. So on yours, you only have 45 that have only links from your sitemap. And again, a lot of these pages are really thin in content, only 463 words. And then also, these all have different anchor texts for this moving company, but they all link to the same page. Their routes link to a free quote URL. And then that takes you up here, which is interesting. Yeah, there's a lot here. A lot to clean up.